same thing just happened. It won't let me record local, so. All right, second period here. We've got Cherokee, Gentner, Wilkevich up front, Hubbard and Bomer at D. Technical difficulties here. Apologize for that. Hubbard's back with it, sends it around the boards to Bomer.
Go, kid! Go! Go!
All right, Hubbard to Bomer. Bomer changes direction, banks it off the boards to Cherokee, gets it up and out of the zone.
Good, good.
All right, Luke's has it down low. Wolf has it at the blue line, passes over to Albert. Shot and goalie covers. All right, we'll keep Wolf and Albert in at D. We'll have Myers, Russo, and Lukes up front. Wolf keeps it in at the blue line. Myers sends it up. We'll get a line change. We've got Russo, Cones, Gentner up front. Hubbard and Bomer in at D. Bomer sends it up. Nice stick from Hubbard there. And Gentner's going to dump it in. All right, we've got Albert and Wolf in at D. That's going to be an offsides. Okay, come on over, bye. And then we'll have Signs, Clausen, Wilkevich up front. Signs sends it over to Albert. Albert and Wolf back at D. We've got Clausen, Signs, Volkevich up front. All right, Albert's back with it. Reverses to Wolf. Up to Signs. Nice toe drag. We've got Hubbard and Bomer in it deep. Puck gets dumped deep. Bomer goes back with it. And he sends it up the boards. Bomer up to Clausen. Puck's tied up along the boards there. Trying to get it dumped deep and just kind of keeps bouncing around like a pinball. All right, Myers has it. We've got Albert and Hubbard in. All right, Hubbard goes off. Wolf comes on. Puck's back to Albert at the blue line. Shot goes high. Kentner trips it up and out of the zone. Up to Sorobi. We got Wolf and Hubbard out. Wolf goes off. Bomer comes on.
Nice spread out.
Bomer's with it behind the net, sends it up the boards to Combs. Puck's out of the zone. And offsides, we'll get a line change here with our forwards. Keep Bomer and Hubbard at D, Clausen, Signs, and Luchansky up front. Bomer up to Clausen and out of the zone. All right, we got Hubbard and Wolf back at D. Signs Clausen, Luchansky up front. Signs with it. Centers it. Oh, that's in. All right, shot from Luchansky. Rebounds off the goalie to Russo, I think. All right, 3-0. All right, we'll have Albert and Wolf at D. Luke's, Myers, Russo up front. It's up to Russo in the zone, takes it into the corner. Wolf has it. All right. We've got Hubbard and Bomer on. Quick shot from Gentner that goes in. All right, 4-0. All right, Harris is coming out. Trago's coming on. It's tough as a goalie coming on after kind of mid-game when you're cold. You don't really get a chance to warm up right away beforehand. Looks back to Hubbard, banks it off the boards. And puck back to Bomer. He's going to take it behind the net. Reverses. Back to Hubbard. Volkevich back to Hubbard. And Volkevich to Cones. Nice move through the skates. Albert and Wolf at D. All right, Gentner's got it. Skates it in. He's got Volkevich to the center. Sends it behind the net. Puck's kind of tied up along the boards, finally comes out. Luchansky has it, the signs, Clausen's in front of the net. You got Hubbard and Bomer back at D. Signs has it, tries to get it back to Bomer. Bomer will pinch in and Clausen has it. Oh, there's a check. 33 will be going to the box here. 93 maybe. All right. Going on the power play, we'll have Wolf and Hubbard back at D. Volkevich, Myers, Sorovi up front. All right, we'll have Wolf and Albert at D.
You gotta get away from that guy.
We got Sorovi, Volkevich. Kept in at the blue line, up to Sorovi. Shot.
Nice shot!
Nice shot.
Way to go, kid! Way to go!
All right, we'll have Bomer and Hubbard at D, Gentner at center, Russo and Lukes up front.
Hey, listen. Hey, not like
Oh,
this.
shit.
That's fine. That's fine.
Nice steal from behind.
No, that was awesome. Now we rip that shot fast.
Luke gets hit from behind, and they're going to probably take both, I'm guessing. What's that? He retaliated. All right, so we'll have 5-on-5 here. Well, no, because we were on the power play, I think, at the time. So we'll still be 5-on-4 here for 12 seconds, and we'll go to 5-on-5. So we've got Albert and Wolf at D. We've got Russo, Gentner, and Luchansky up front. All right, it's the end of 2. Toledo's up 4-0. All right, start of the third. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard. And at D, Cones, Myers, and Russo, it looks like up front. Nope, Wilkevich up front. Myers dumps it in. Puck's back to Hubbard. All right, we'll switch it up. We'll have Wolf and Albert at D, Signs at center, Luchansky and Clausen at wing. That is offsides. All right, same lines. Wolf's back with it. Gets it up to the out of the zone. Signs has it. Skates it in the zone. Gets it deep. All right, puck's back to Hubbard. All right, we're gonna have a penalty here. Signs will go to the box.
What did he do?
I didn't see. I don't know what happened. All right, Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Lukes and Russo up front. Russo skates it in. We're gonna have 2-on-2 develop the other direction. And Russo gets it deep. Puck's out of the zone. That's offsides. All right, Wolf and Albert, Deese, Rovey, and Gentner up front. About 35 seconds left in the penalty kill here.
No, he didn't. He did a reverse rainbow. He did a Brennan Donnelly reverse rainbow. Oh my God, double rainbow.
All right, penalty is over. We are back to 5-on-5. Wilkevich has it, skates it in. Gentner to his right. We've got Bomer and Hubbard in off the bench. Nice stick there from Hubbard. All right. Hubbard's got it. Passes up to Luchansky. Luchansky gets it in. We've got Wolf and Albert back at D. All right, we get both defensemen pinching. Let's see, scoring chance here for the Bulldogs, and we're able to recover on time. All right, Cones has it. We've got Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Bomer goes back for it and tries to send it around. That sneaks in. It's a goal. I think it hit a body on the way through. I don't know if it bounced off of someone's chest or shoulders or what, but
Wasn't there a goalie at the beginning with red pads?
they switched halfway through.
Who was the goalie with the red pads?
Red pads is Harris, black pads is Trego. All right, Luke's and Gentner and Russo up front. Albert and Wolf back at D.
Is this a league game for them?
And we'll get icing there.
Go to the net!
Sorovi skates it in, drives to the net. Oh, big collision in front of the net. Everybody gets up. Got Bomer and Hubbard back at D. And offsides. All right, we'll stick with Bomer and Hubbard. We've got Signs, Sorovi, Clausen up front. Bomer has it behind the net. Oh, man. Braxton almost went hard into the boards. He was able to stop at the last second. Offsides. I think it was offsides. Yeah. We've got don't know. I'll look in a second. We've got Cones, Myers, and Wojciech up front. We've got Albert and Wolf back at D.
That's right, Cam.
Albert's got it, over to Wolf. Wolf up to Gentner. Russo has it. Comes back to Bomer. Sends it over to Hubbard. And sent down for icing.
Bowman's over here. How's them Russian Yankees? Fucking slinging dice over here. Behind the stand.
All right, Albert and Wolf back at D. Luchansky, Signs, Clausen up front. Signs has it, dumps it in. Signs has it, dumps it deep. Alright, Sroby has it behind the net. We've got Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Myers, Cones, Sorovi up front. Offsides.
Go, kid. Go.
What's that?
What time?
9:19.
Let's go, White. Let's go. Come on. Get him.
All right, Cones, Myers, Sorovi up front. Nice play from Bomer there. Dumps it up the boards. All right, Gentner carries it in. We've got Wolf and Albert back at D. And that's going to be an icing. All right, about 3 minutes left to go in the game here. Wolf and Albert back at D. Luke, Gentner, Russo up front. Albert's back with it. That's a goal. 4-2 game. We'll have Signs at center, Lutansky and Lokevich at wing, Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Offsides, I guess. Chips it up the ice. Down in the corner right now, I can't really see what's going on. Comes to the blue line. All right, pucks out to Signs. Leaves it for Russo, back to Signs. Oh man, rides wrap around, almost had it. We've got Albert and Wolf back at D. Cones just came in. We've got Bomer and Wolf in. Bomer's got it over to Hubbard. And offsides, I think Myers just crossed over. All right, we'll keep the same lines. Game's about over. 30 seconds. All right, out of the zone. Dump down deep. All right, couple cheap shots there after the whistle. They're chirping each other. All right. Well, game's over. 4-2. Could have won by more. Done for the weekend. Come back to practice this week. Lots to work on. All right. We'll see you guys later.